¿cómo están afectando las tecnologías de la comunicación en la forma de hacer política y las relaciones entre gobiernos y gobernados?
Politicians are now starting to realize that information technology isn't just something that you can leave to the technicians, but that it has a political importance. And that political importance comes about because of its economic importance. One of the challenges in Peru is that Peru is largely a commodities-based economy. Right, so metals, minerals, etc. No, you are at the mercy of the global commodity prices in terms of income to the country. And so you see different strategies around the world where countries that depend on commodities are starting to look at how technology can allow those industries to add value. Can we move into higher value-added services on top of the basic raw materials? Can we start to generate some of that value at home in Peru instead of shipping the raw materials somewhere else and letting somebody else generate the value? So there are multiple interesting areas of discussion about traditional industries. The second area is actually in the business of government. Because we believe that, and it's very clear from around the world, that technology can help governments become more efficient, to offer better services to the citizens. And the government plays a very key role, particularly with the small and mid-sized business sector, in encouraging those small companies to adopt digital tools and technologies. And the small business sector is generally the growth engine of the economy. So if the government has effective strategies which encourage those small companies to adopt technology, then those companies can become more competitive in a global market. And this is a very important strategy. And then the third area is really around new market creation, innovation, research and development, where the technologies can play a foundation in opening up new industries that didn't exist in the economy before.
Say that the availability of information and communication technology is essential in all of these domains. In other words, it's absolutely critical to the ongoing growth and development of the economy as a whole. Therefore, the pervasive availability of these technologies has to be a very high priority for everyone in the economy. And as I think Jonathan and I both would emphasize very strongly, the technology itself is not sufficient. What really is required are talented, skilled, educated people who can effectively implement that technology. The availability of these new technologies in the textile industry is of little use if people don't know how to access design tools in the web, if they don't know how to use it to, in fact, creating marketing opportunities. So the first two elements are the technology needs, the network technology need, and the information tools need to be widely available, and people need to be trained at all levels and ages to be able to effectively use them. And the last point I think I would make is that the fundamental growth of a global economy,
el crecimiento fundamental en una economía global,
with the fact that companies around the world buy elements of their products from all over the world, opens a whole array of points of entry for producers in regions and countries, so that in fact there are an enormous array of opportunities, but people have to be aware of them. They have to know how to access these continuously shifting markets, so that in fact these opportunities are there, but without the ICT tools, they don't exist.